tequila. Hello, rock stars. Welcome to another episode of In the Pit. I'm your host, Rick. And this week, I'm in one of my moods. This week, we have got two incredible guests. I would like to invite to the show Mr. Josh Olson and Mr. Brian Huey. How are you guys?
Hey, man. How are you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there. I'm waiting for you to go, dude, you need to be quiet. My head hurts.
Right? Like my head is humming like a hive of bees. I don't. Are there bees in here? No.
So you're saying it's a normal morning for you?
Right. Every other day, they're all the same. We just string them together. It's different degrees of head hives.
So, diabetics test their blood, for sugar levels. You test it for Jack Daniels levels.
True. It's true. I've replaced my blood supply with whiskey. It's just fantastic.
I need a Jack, IV stat?
Yeah, an infusion. Just infuse me with that stuff.
Oh my God. How are you guys doing, truly? Doing good?
Honestly, yes. Great. Yeah, really good.
Fantastic.
I want to know why out of three of these things, two of these things have dark sunglasses on.
It's the toxic rays of dawn. The light that comes in, it burns our skin.
Oh my God. Okay, Nosferatu.
Notice how dark my house is? This is as much light as I allow.
That's because you're a vampire. I mean, it's like you don't come out there in the daylight. You only come, and it took me a while to figure this out. Brian only comes out at night, and I was like, the freaks come out at night.
Come to think of it, I've only seen Mr. Huey out in the sunlight maybe twice. Maybe.
Ooh.
He does not come out.
Good point. Good point. Oh my God. I'm excited, man. This is I'm excited on multiple levels. Obviously, two of my dear friends. I'm glad to have you guys tag teaming me. And for all you freaks out there, just stop. I don't even
Wow. It's not even 3 minutes into the show and we just right in there.
I have two of my closest friends tag teaming me for an interview. Good God. And you guys, honestly, man, I adore the fact that you came on because we are doing this in prelude to a show that y'all are doing on the 30th at House of Blues. I mean,
yes.
Well, I think the folks know, and if they don't know, they're going to know now that, Rick has put together this amazing list of really, really talented folks that are going to just strip it down, get a little naked with it, and do unplugged at the Foundation Room. So yeah,
get a little naked with it. You're complaining about my comment less than 3 minutes in, and where did you go with it? Are you crapping me? Like, seriously?
Strip down naked. I'm talking about music, man.
No, and for everyone that if you're going, what the hell are they talking about? It actually did stem from some alcohol-induced conversation between me and Josh, and I talked to Brian about it. Again, I wanted to promote shows, and I wanted to do something different. And I'm a big fan of the MTV Unplugged days because it takes musicians down to the raw essentials. You don't need any video screens or fireworks or, naked dancers on stage. It's true musicianship of seriously, there's no amps. It's just acoustic instruments playing music. And I want to hear some of the great bands again. So I was like, what if we did the tribute scene, which is huge? What if we took tribute bands and did acoustic sets with them like the MTV Unplugged days? And we were like, oh my God, that's great. And then it's like, well, where do you do it? And there's only one venue that immediately top of the list, House of Blues Foundation Room is the setting for it. And you guys, we jumped out the gate with Rock and Roll Over, but you guys were so awesome and said, hey, we want the second spot. We're in all the way. Didn't even question.
Oh, 100%. And it's really interesting because originally when you and I had talked about this, and then Brian and I started talking about it, and we said, the cult, these iconic rock and roll, strong, heavy rock and roll songs, these cult songs, we were like, well, are they going to transfer? Will they will the arrangement work with an acoustic setting? You know, there's nowhere to hide when you're doing it, when you take all the effects and stuff away. And then Brian and I sat down and we started arranging and playing these songs, and it's just it was amazing to me. They transferred over so well, and and the rest of the guys in the band with Jeff and Kenny, and we all sat down and stripped these songs down. Just the level of talent with these guys is beyond compare. I mean, Brian, Kenny, Jeff, these guys are real musicians, for real. So for them to take these really strong songs and strip them down, I'm impressed beyond compare, man. I'm excited to pull these things out.
In addition, and we've been talking about this for months. Yeah. Josh wanted to do an unplugged thing, which we obviously did with Go Ask Alice, the Alice in Chains tribute at House of Blues. And it was fantastic. And then it kind of carried over into the idea coming back up to try this, and let's get into rehearsals and see what we could do with arrangements. And then the whole visual aspect sort of comes to mind with the vibe of taking these things and stripping them down and taking a little break from the electric bombastic show that we do and sitting on stools like the unplugged vibe. And I think people are really going to be surprised because a lot of the music did naturally just come alive in a different, completely chill vibe. And it's really strange, but it's beautiful. Now, there's also a lot of music in the set that almost sounds just like it does on the record Electric.
Nice.
And it makes it really fun. There's a variety of energies and sounds that are coming out that we didn't maybe expect or even know we could produce.
Yeah.
And the more we're working on this, the more excited we get. And then, the more drinks start flowing, and everything's fine.
So that's true. Is it too early for a soda? I don't know.
Is there Jack in it? Yeah, there's never too early for that.
See, Mr. Huey is a Bullet Bourbon or Woodford Reserve.
Woodford. Oh my Lord,
man. When the sodas come out, it ramps up just another level.
So 3 things off that, Brian, and I don't want to forget this because I have like a little gerbil on a running wheel up here. Number 1 is when I saw Go Ask Alice do their unplugged show in the Cambridge room, I emceed that event. I was blown away. So that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Well, we did it in the Cambridge, I think 3, and then right after the pandemic, we did it in the restaurant stage,
right?
And that's when Mr. Huey joined us.
Yes,
and it added so much to the show, and just Brian's level of musicianship, but his just the positivity and the stage presence. It made it a really cool show, and it was just a lot of fun. And so I think that's part of how we just started culminating this. And as we all discussed it, and you just said, look, we're doing it. I'm going straight to the foundation room, and we're going to put a series together. And I mean, the lineups that you've got for this coming out.
But the thing is, Josh,
oh my
this started 3 years ago when I saw you guys do that Cambridge room. And I was like, oh my God, I miss those MTV Unplugged days, because they really were fantastic. And so I'm glad this is coming to fruition. And yes, folks, there are a ton of bands that we are hoping to bring to you. And I'm not just talking rock. There's some country bands, and I'm not a big country guy, but there's some country bands. There's some pop bands. I want to hear some Bowie. I want to hear some Cure. I want to hear some George Michaels. I want to hear some Queensryche. I want to hear some ZZ Top. I want to hear some Boston. Like there are a ton of bands. Some Bryan Adams. Like there are some ton of bands. But we will, if this is successful, we're going to bring it to you, and you guys are going to get an incredible experience in a live setting. The ambiance is incredible. But the other side of it, which I'm kind of excited about, is bands that never really dabbled with acoustic stuff. they become better musicians for it. Because if you've ever been on a camping trip and sat around a campfire, somebody pulls out the acoustic song, the acoustic guitar, and starts playing, and it's an incredible experience. It's very organic, and it's a telltale sign of a song being a hit when you can break it down acoustically. I don't care what genre you're talking about. Do it acoustically, and it still has just the balls, the meat that you expect the song to have.
Honestly, yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head with that, Rick. And that's really, I wanted to try to get that point across with what I was saying earlier, is when Brian and I started playing these songs, not really knowing if they were going to transfer a whole, like Brian said, a whole new energy, a whole new vibe came out of them. And it's like hearing these songs for the first time again, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It was really interesting, and being able to play these and to play them this way is exciting for us, because we love this music, man. We do, and I think this is true for the tributes, especially in our area. People that I've encountered, that I've seen with, you know, the Back in Blacks and the Def Legends, and, you know, all these different bands, they love this music. They don't just play it because they're trying to make a buck, or that, you know, this is a hobby, whatever. They poured their self into it. They pour everything into it. And I want, you know, everybody that comes to these shows to realize these are culminating of thousands of hours of rehearsals and practicing and learning your instrument and putting the blood, sweat, and tears into it, because we love the music. We love performing it, but, you know, it's just awesome to see fans and people that come love it just as much as we do. And to be able to do that in a setting like the Foundation Room, that's really intimate. Everybody's very close together. It's, you know, it's magical. It's special.
Now, you had COVID and were unable to make it. And I know I've talked to you, you're doing better, but Brian was there, and I got to ask Brian,
so disappointed I missed it.
And I'm just glad you're better. I'm glad you're better, because
I appreciate that.
COVID now, you used to be COVID and everybody freaks out. Now you're like, dude, I feel like crap. I'll be up in a couple days.
Right.
But Brian, watching Rock and Roll Over, as we sat there for the first episode of Tribute Unplugged, and knowing that you were up next, I'm kind of curious, what was going through your mind? And did you start like calculating, going, oh my God, I could see doing this and that? I mean, kind of tell me what you were thinking as you were watching that performance.
First of all, Damon was pouring the Woodford at the bar.
Mr. Damon Pope, we got
love Damon Pope.
I was feeling fine the moment I sat down with Jenny, and Jenny being a lifelong Kiss fan, and she knows the guys from Rock and Roll Over. And Rock and Roll Over are such old friends of mine and ours that Sonic Temple started out doing shows with those guys.
I didn't know that.
7 years ago. So,
oh my God, I didn't know that.
It was House of Blues, and
nice. I was at that show. It was huge.
And you know, to see them stripped down, as Josh said, you know, really understanding, first of all, the challenges on guitars to pull off, you know, they always do an outstanding professional show. These guys are the pinnacle of what we're all doing.
Yes.
They've been around for so long, and you're never disappointed. No. I was, of course, being the critic on the couch. You know, Jenny is next to me, just shouting out lyrics and, you know, bopping up and down, and everyone in the room was so excited. And there I am doing my typical, he nailed that. And that was good. And, you know, as if anybody cares, but it was outstanding. It was inspiring.
Typical musician
to me, because none of my bandmates were there, which really I was.
That's okay.
Because I wanted everybody to see what we're up against, not only musically, but sonically, you know. And so they pulled it off. It was fantastic. And, you know, it inspired me to where I got on the phone with the guys the next day and said, look, man, here's what we got to do. Let's get into it really heavy this month and be ready. So Jenny noticed that, you know, I'm going to obviously want to buy more acoustic guitars now because I need the action to be so much more fluid. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pull this off. I've got 12 and 6 strings and we're just going to make it happen. But it was absolutely inspiring. And I was there, of course, to support the situation that's going on now, because we've all been talking about this so long that it's incredibly exciting to see it.
I do have to ask one question though, Brian. You're talking about more guitars. Are you at least going to bring that white hollow body that you are known for?
We've talked about it.
You don't have to tell me, but
like the White Falcon.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful guitar. And you actually have a really great sounding 12 string that when we were doing the forgery, you were playing, and that sounded just incredible.
Right.
But and I know that it's a difficult task. And again, there's part of me was when I wanted to do the acoustic thing, I knew that bands were going to be better for taking on the challenge of doing the acoustic show. Because they're going to do something they haven't normally done. They're going to get outside their comfort zone. And again, all of us are going to be, we're going to get a performance of a lifetime, or we're going to see an American Idol flop of epic proportions.
Right.
So she bang. I mean, I'm sorry. Like
that is hilarious.
Thanks for putting that in my head.
Brian, you are the total professional. If that gets you, if you go downhill because of that, dude, you got bigger problems than me. Like, are you kidding me?
Let me tell you, though, I mean, in all honesty, getting to rehearse with these guys and to put they're putting the effort in. Every time we get together, they put so many hours into, going over these songs in a different way, because it's relearning something, and changing it. And so, I mean, songs like Firewoman and Love Removal Machine, you'd think, well, I don't know. I mean, these are heavy, really strong electric songs. And when these guys play them, and I feel privileged to be able to sing these songs with them, because I've been a lifelong Cult fan, and you guys know, and Rick, do
we need to just go ahead and give them the whole set list? I mean, Jesus, there you go. You just gave them the show.
Just play every song of theirs, every single one. It'll take us 4 weeks, but we can do it.
Right? Okay, no, but that was going to be one of my questions and I don't want you to say, yes, here's the songs, but Rock and Roll Over did some songs that were not Kiss. Okay. Right. They went off script. Are you guys kind of gonna bet, kind of give us a nice little treat by going off Cult? Or
I have the perfect answer for that. And it's kind of obvious, but we have a lot of surprises coming for this show.
Yes.
We're playing music we've never played before.
Dude, I didn't know that you were a Green Day fan. That's awesome. I love it. Like,
I didn't say that.
Wait, so you're not a Green Day fan? What the hell?
I didn't say that either.
And this is how things go downhill with me.
What just happened?
Every time. No, but honestly, there are going to be some pieces of music in this set that people aren't expecting.
I'm excited.
They've never heard us play, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's really vibey and cool, and we're trying to bring the vibe that is unplugged, even though technically, yes, we are plugged in, but that allows me to still bring those effects.
Oh, no. The sound guys, did you not read the writer? You don't get to bring effects. You get an acoustic guitar and a mic. That's it.
Yeah, we'll manage.
We'll figure it out.
We'll manage.
Oh, my God. And you know what's funny is, and as a drummer, in the Billy Idol tribute that I do, Rebel Yell, we've done some acoustic shows. We'd had to learn the whole storyteller thing. I'm excited to see a phenomenal talent like Kenny, who is an incredible drummer, break it down and do the acoustic thing, because I know trust me, I'll be taking notes because he is a master at his craft. But to see that interpretation, not just of, the acoustic guitar, the acoustic bass and the band, but seeing the drummer, and that's always a big thing for me. Like, how does the drummer take from this loud, bombastic, explosion of sound and bring it down and interpret it in a way that it works with an
Finesse.
acoustic. You know,
Yeah.
is he? And don't tell me, but I mean, there are drummers that are like, okay, I'm going to bring a cajon or, you know, like a tambourine or shakers. I don't want to know. I'm going to find out that night, but I'm looking forward to Kenny's interpretation of the percussive parts as they go with the song. And I say that because I've been watching a lot of things on Ringo Starr lately, who is the ultimate drummer of playing to the music. And there are some great cult songs that I'm just giddy with anticipation to see brought over acoustically. So, I mean, I don't want you to, don't spoil it for me. That's my Christmas morning. And
it's worth honestly, Rick, you're right. It's really worth the wait because
absolutely,
you know, Kenny's put such effort and talent, and he's a broad spectrum drummer. And I know you sometimes say, you know, you're a pop punk drummer, but I've watched you play jazz. I've watched you play heavy. I've watched you have subtleties. And Kenny's bringing a lot of that to the table for this. And I mean, when we go over to the rehearsal room and we're sitting in there, it's like a new thing every time. We're sitting in there and we're, okay, what did you guys work on this week? What did you do? Kenny brings it out. Jeff sits down. He's got his acoustic bass. He's throwing these things out. Brian's arranging stuff. You know, we're playing these songs that don't necessarily think of as transferring. And I can't stress it enough. They actually really work.
I know they would.
Really, really, it's interesting because Brian and I went into it going, well, we don't know. I mean, the Cult never did it.
I see. Okay, I remember that conversation before you had your first rehearsal for this. And I will tell you, because we've talked on the phone, and you're like, yeah, we're going to get together for our first rehearsal. Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. Not sure. And I'm going to tell you guys, I have 110% faith in you because I know the musicianship. I know the music. I know you guys. And I'm like, they're going to be challenged a little, but I know something magical is going to come out of it. I have not wavered. And this goes across the spectrum for any band that I invite to this show. And I'm being picky. I have faith that they are going to come out with just magical moments that are going to wow us all. And you guys are definitely, again, Brian, we've been friends. Josh, we've been friends for years now. This is not us playing a show. This is y'all trusting me to be a promoter. And you're coming to play my little pea brain vision of what I want to see. So this is very self-indulgent of bands that I want to see do something off the charts, different.
No, dude, you know what? That's 100% true. And just knowing the guys that you've talked to and the people, girls too. Let's not, we're musicians, equal opportunity here. Musicians, but talented musicians. And they've said, yeah, we're 100% in. I cannot wait to see these shows. It is so exciting. And it's not just hearkening back to when, you know, we were younger and we're the MTV Unplugged thing and all that. That's a big part of it. But seeing some of these iconic shows and these ultra talented bands in this town recreate that stuff, I can't stress it enough. You have to get on the line, get your tickets, show up, because it's like you said, this is a limited thing.
And we got the link working.
Okay, so if you guys want to get into the promotion side of this, let's dive into the promotion side. So there is an ad out there. You could go to my ad on Concert Connection in the Pit, or we've shared it everywhere. Or you could go to House of Blues Foundation Room. They have a link up, a little bit different. There is a link to buy your ticket in advance. Let me stress this. We are limiting tickets at 200. Yeah. That's it, folks. If you're not, and I'm not saying like run out today. Yes, run out today. We've got 2 weeks till the show. We're not going to open up more tickets. If you don't get a ticket and you miss this event, and you hear all your friends talking about it, you're like, oh my God, I really wanted to go, but I thought I'd get my tickets the day of show. And then they were sold out. There's not going to be text me or the band going, hey, can you squeeze me in? No, we are going to cap this because it's already going to be packed. And I want this to be like, if people don't know this, but the original MTV Unplugged series, I think they only had like 90 people in the room.
Something
this was very small. So
it's super intimate, really small. The foundation room though is just it's the, like you said, it's the perfect place for this because the vibe in there is just it's conducive to this. And I mean, we've spent so much time
and a lot of nights up at the foundation.
Brian said, Mr. Damon Pope, bartender extraordinaire. I mean, the staff at the foundation, amazing.
The staff at House of Blues, period, are phenomenal.
Honestly, that's really true. Ed Gorf, shout out
Mike
to
Edgorf, has always been great. Heath, the manager of Foundation Room, he has been so incredible working with me to bring this to fruition. Damon Pope, who is our dear friend, but he is the man up there, the bartender. I can't give him enough props. Like, there's some people that went up there that had never been there before, and they're like, "Oh my Lord, that room is incredible." And I am spoiled. We are all spoiled. Brian, Josh, we've all been up there with our wives and hung out.
It's our favorite post-show destination. And speaking of Damon Pope, he's such a super fan. He's not only a good friend of ours and such a supporter, but he's such a fan. He's over behind the bar, running the show, running it, and Rock and Roll Over's doing their unplugged thing, and we're just in the moment. And here's Damon with handheld pyro.
Oh, I saw that. That was awesome. I was like, yeah.
That's fantastic. You just we can't stress enough how good these people are. And you're right, Rick. The whole House of Blues staff is just amazing. But the Foundation Room is kind of this hidden gem that, you know, if you know, you know. And and everybody needs to just forget about everything for a while. Come in here, sit down, have a cocktail, let us all commune together and be together and play this music. And just like you said, man, we're trying to make a magical moment that is just for everybody, fans and for us alike. So I mean, I'm so excited about this. Just sitting in rehearsals and doing this, it's like I just get so excited, I almost can't stand it, you know.
I really want to impress upon everybody. I'm only going to do this once a month. Okay. Now, I plan on putting on other shows that are full tilt show as a promoter, but those are going to be at other venues. I'm only going to do the acoustic thing in the Foundation Room. I'm only going to do one a month. That's 12 bands a year are going to get invited to this. And there will be some indulgent bands that I'm inviting that I want to see that are, again, there are some maybe Queensryche tributes that I want to see acoustically. There are some Cure, some Bowie. There are some bands that I want to see acoustically.
It's so exciting.
And again, I'm limiting it to 200 people because I want you to know that this is not something that most of the bands, my bands included, you come see us most weekends. You know, I mean, I basket case, I'm every 6 weeks or so. You know, Rebel Yell, we're once a month. You guys are every couple months, and Go Ask Alice and Sonic Temple. You know, you guys are not playing every weekend, but a lot of bands do. You're not going to get the same thing that you're seeing every weekend in the scene. This is different. The doors are at 6. Get there at pre-funk. Grab a bite to eat. The food at the Foundation Room is great. Grab some food and snacks. Sure. Get some drinks. The show goes on at 8, and from 8 to 10, it's going to be 2 hours. And is it going to be a nonstop 2-hour barrage? No. The guys are going to give you some history. They're going to tell you some stories. I mean, you are going to feel like it's an intimate evening with Sonic Temple. And that's my goal. Each band it's an intimate evening of music, as if we were at a private house party and a band decided to throw down acoustically.
That's totally the vibe there. You're exactly right. That is the vibe. And that's why, you know, I'm such a super fan of some of these other tributes that you've got coming in here, and it's like I kind of get all weird when, you know, I get to meet these guys. I'm like, oh, I get weird like that. I get that super, you know, fangirl.
Oh my God, he said fangirl.
Yeah, because I act like a little schoolgirl sometimes. It gets so silly. It's ridiculous. But the lineups that you've got coming. Oh, stop it, man.
I will tell you, I have enough bands right now. I could book one a month through the end of 24. That's how many bands have reached out to me, and I have a list. And the funny thing is, a lot of people, now that the first one's up and we got the second one coming down, hey, Rick, are your bands going to play? And I'm like, probably at some point. But guys, honestly, This
No,
is
that
me.
needs to happen.
I'm on stage a lot. This is me getting to be a fan. This is me being very self-indulgent, getting to see bands do something that I secretly want to see. You know, so it's yes, I am going to get up there. I'm going to MC this thing, and I've got a little bit of history to give you, and you know, I do my little thing, but I get to be a fan. I'm putting on shows, so I get to see bands that I'm dying to see in a different light. So
yeah, I think that that adds to the excitement of it. You know, the energy that you typically bring when you host these shows. You've MC'd for all of us so many times, and just trying to build that energy. Now it's been put into this, and I can't say enough about it. We get tired of hearing ourselves speak. You know, I can't remember all the conversations that you and I have had, that Josh and I have had. And so I think of things as you guys are going on. And I just wanted to say that the excitement about this, I haven't felt in a long time.
That's awesome.
It's just that unique and special, especially this time of year. It's perfect. So, you know, we've done our share of outdoor shows at these big, beautiful venues in December, January. So I'm thrilled that we're going to be indoors.
They're awesome. They're fun.
It's the last show of ours for the year. I mean, December 30th, last show of the year.
You're talking about that, and I got to ask. So this is the night before New Year's Eve. This is kicking off. This is Friday, December 30th, kicking off the New Year's weekend where people are going to go out. Like, everybody's going to go to a New Year's Eve party, and they're going to rock out. But all I'm going to ask y'all is, when you look back at your New Year's Eve 22 going into 23, do you want to say you started that weekend doing the same old thing? Or do you want to see something that's going to stand out in your memory for years, maybe decades to come?
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I can't thank you guys enough for actually saying yes to me to do it. And I know you're going to say, oh, yeah, of course. No, you don't understand. I am stoked to see what you guys are. You're giving me a late Christmas gift by doing this. I'm like, yeah.
Look, man, we really are excited, and we're so appreciative of the opportunity. And I think a lot of these bands are going to agree with me that, you know, what you're doing and is super important for the scene, but it's super important for, like you said, for the fans. People are going to get to see stuff that you just don't see it anymore.
It's important for the musicians.
It allows us to step up our game and to, you know, really try to put some effort into something a little bit different. It's really pretty cool.
I hope other musicians come to these things and they go, oh my God. They start thinking about the bands they're tributing.
Right.
And let me be honest with you, long term, I want to do some original bands. There's some monster original bands that I want to bring in and do, because I feel like there's some incredible acoustic music out there. And I love the electric. Guys, I do Green Day, I do Billy Idol, I do Duran Duran, I do music. There's some acoustic stuff that I'm excited. And there's some cover bands that I'm even down the road considering, like, oh my God, I want to bring them in, but a night of covers acoustically. Again, yeah. So
I agree. I'm super stoked for this show. I'm really stoked for the series. It's a treat for everybody. I think you've got a winner with this deal.
Let's do this. I hate these interviews because they go so dang fast, and then we have to go. I want to reiterate, because I want everybody to know, Friday, December 30th, doors are at 6, band goes on at 8. House of Blues Foundation Room, 200 people. That's it. After that, you can stand outside and be like, somebody please take pictures. That's it, because we're doing it. It is kicking off your New Year's weekend. Come to the Foundation Room. Come spend an evening with Sonic Temple Unplugged. I can't. This is going to be an evening of the cult. It's going to be magical, and it's going to be something different. And if you don't come to this event and walk away like, yes, I will personally come up to you and give you a hug and say, I'm sorry. Fair?
Fair enough. That's more than fair.
I mean, I'm going to hug everybody anyhow, but I mean, I'll actually go, sorry. That's not going to happen. I'm not worried about it because this is going to be incredible. Guys, I'm going to let you get back to your rehearsals. Please keep it secret from me because I've got a big mouth and I'll blab all over the place.
I invited you 2 weeks ago to come by anytime.
You did.
While we're doing this. And
I purposely turned you down because I don't want to see the gift before it's unwrapped. I want to be I want to anticipate the show and be magically surprised when you guys get on stage. I don't want to know the show before it goes down. I'm a fan that night. So thank you for the invite, but I want to wait just like every other fan for you guys downbeat and go, okay, 8 o'clock is here. Give it to me, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give it to me, baby.
Okay, so we're not rehearsing tonight, but we will be having libations. Will be flowing.
Tonight?
We got football.
Oh, that's right. You guys watch sports. I don't. Everybody knows I don't watch sports. I do watch the Winter Olympics because I love skiing and snowboarding, but I'm just not a sports guy, man. I will go I'll get on YouTube and watch concert videos for hours on end, but I am not, or I'll pick up my bass and, play bass for a while, but yeah, I'm not. And no, I'm a drummer, but I like to dabble on bass. So
absolutely. Gotta hold that back end down.
Oh
man.
My God.
Hold it down.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And for those of you tuning in, thank you so much. If it's the first time, please go to Facebook, like us, ask your friends to like us, follow us. If Facebook's not your thing, because it's not, you can follow us on iHeart Radio. We're on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We've got a Roku channel. We have an Amazon Fire channel. Come find me. Let me scramble your brain and give you little nuggets of gold and gems of music and interviews and insight. Or you could go download my app, In the Pit with Ric. You can watch the shows there. You can also look at our calendar because we try to do every week. I do Concert Connections, concert calendar, where I announce Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't announce every single show in the scene. I announce a handful or more of what I think are probably the highlight shows or the gems you should go see. So go check it out. Guys, thank you so much again for being on the show.
Thank you, brother.
I look forward to seeing you guys.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be cool. I hope we see everybody there. We need to see them. So it's going to be awesome. Thanks so much, brother.
And K-Rose, just to mention K-Rose, my hero.
Mr. Rose, yes. Mr. Rose.
He is the one that makes this show happen. I'm just a little idiot with the monkey boy wind up with the symbols. That's all I am. He's the master. He's the master behind the curtain. I'm just saying. Guys, thank you so much. This has been Brian. This has been Josh. Sonic Temple. I am Rick, and we will see you somewhere in the pit.